All right, folks, it is that time of NFL free agency now where things have slowed down considerably. All right. The Bears have not made a signing since yesterday, but that was only one signing. And the day before, day one of free agency, were all the major signings, and we haven't really had any other ones. So things have slowed down considerably. And so I thought, hey, let's take a look at the depth chart, how it's stacking up right now. Now, I'm not saying there's not going to be any more signings in free agency. I do think there will be, but it does seem like maybe the quote-unquote big signings are done. Okay? So with that being said, what is going on, guys? Faiz Sports All back at it with another video talking, of course, NFL. And again, whiteboard video here for you guys. We got the Bears' entire roster, depth chart, offense, defense, special team. And I'm going to break down kind of where the new pieces fit in and what we're still missing and what we aren't. Okay? So at the top over here, we start with the quarterback position. Obviously, we have our starting quarterback, and boy, does it feel good to not be in the quarterback sweepstakes, if you will, trying to replace our guy every single season. Justin Fields, our locked-in starter, going into year three. So we know that. But the backup, Trevor Siemian, got a problem with that. I don't want Trevor Siemian as the backup to Justin Fields. Honestly, I'm going to make a separate video about this, but I really want to see what is out there in the backup market. I've mentioned Marcus Mariota as a guy maybe who could come in here and, and probably you wouldn't have to change the offense for because he ran a very run-heavy offense with the Falcons last year. Now, look, it's the backup quarterback. So, obviously, if Fields is hurt, that's, not good for the Bears. And, doesn't really matter if Justin Fields is hurt. But what I'm trying to tell you is Fields tends to get nicked up. If he's missing a game or here or there, it's important you have a good backup quarterback. So I'm not happy with Trevor Siemian. I would rather us sign a more experienced, better quarterback, period. And so I hope Ryan Poles looks into that. All right, running back, Khalil Herbert slotting in right now as the RB1, and I put Travis Homer behind him and Tristan Ebner as the RB3. But really, in between here, I honestly want to have another running back drafted or put in there, and I think that will happen through the draft. There was a chance maybe I thought it could be addressed in free agency, but I don't think it will be. Monty's out now, so clearly, him being gone hurts, and Travis Homer is not a Monty replacement, guys. He's a backup, and he's a special teamer. I'm sorry, he's just not a Monty replacement. So yes, you have Herbert, but you need to add another running back here. So I want an RB2 added on the roster. I don't think it'll happen in free agency. It looks like we'll have to wait until the draft, which I don't have a problem with, but we do need another running back, okay? So that is how the room for the running backs is shaking up right now. Wide receiver, you got DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool, obviously locked in 3 wide receiver sets, and then ESB and Velus Jones Jr. You got as your backups. Maybe you can add, another receiver here. You'll have one more receiver to add here. Maybe you draft one. Maybe you sign somebody in free agency. But for the most part, folks, I think our receiver room is set. You can add maybe, like I said, one more. But receiver we're set at for the most part. Okay? I think we're set. Just get some backups in here. Tight end. We need a backup tight end here. Cole Kmet is great. He's our starter locked in for sure, but we need a backup tight end. Whether we draft one or we get one in free agency, we'll see. I do prefer to get one in free agency. Maybe get some experience there at the backup position. I mentioned Austin Hooper's a name out there, but we do need a backup. All right. Fullback, Kari Blasingame. We re-signed him. Fullback, doesn't really matter what else, so we're good there. All right, here we go. Offensive line. So this is how I have slotted in the offensive line. Braxton Jones at the left tackle spot. Cody White here for now. Left guard. Lucas Patrick center. Nate Davis, the newest acquisition at right guard. And Tevin Jenkins at right tackle. Now, I put Nate Davis at right guard because that's what he's played in Tennessee. I think that's what he's played his entire career. So I'm not going to put him at left guard because he hasn't played that. And so, yeah, you have Cody White here right now, but he's a question mark. Do we keep him? Or is he going to be a cap cut? But if he is, what are we spending that cap space on? Are we getting Orlando Brown Jr.? He's still out there. Will he switch over to play this spot? Well, he would be more of a left tackle. But you get my point here. Are we going to sign somebody to go ahead and address the left guard spot? And then Lucas Patrick as well, man. I know Lucas Patrick, there's some Bears fans out there that really want to get him, see him get a shot at the center spot. I don't have a problem with that. He just can't stay healthy. He hasn't shown it last year. And so I need some insurance here. I need a backup here behind him to add. So we need to add some depth here at the center spot. I think we're going to get definitely 2 spots, maybe even 3 added, you know, in the draft here. So this is going to be, you know, like draft pick. You know, you definitely need backups here, more in free agency, but draft pick. Like, you get my point here. Is the only guy as of right now that's set on the offensive line, or maybe the only guys, Nate Davis, Jenkins, and probably Braxton Jones. Whitehair and Patrick, very shaky. So the offensive line still as a whole not set. Still has a whole lot of question marks, okay? So we'll get back to that. All right, here we go. Defense. I'm going to start at the bottom here because there's more question marks at the top, which I'll get to. But at the bottom here, special teams were set. Carlos Santos, kicker. Trent Gill, punter. Patrick Scales, long snapper. Welcome back, Patrick Scales. All right, the secondary. Kyler Gordon, Eddie Jackson, Jaquan Brisker, Jalen Johnson were set there. Yeah, you can use a backup here, right? These spots, get some depth in there. Cool, draft, free agency, whatever the case is. And then here we go, linebacker spot, our big additions. We got Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, and Jack Sanborn here. You can obviously get some backups in here, but for the most part, our linebacking core is set and good to go. And now here we go. The question marks really are around the defensive line. So I got Travis Gibson here. Donovan Jeter. Yeah, that's right. Donovan Jeter slotted in right now as the left defensive tackle spot. He is not going to be there as a starter. If he's a starter on week 1, we have a problem, okay? Justin Jones slotted in right now at the D tackle spot. And then who we just signed, DeMarcus Walker in free agency, though he is a rotational pass rusher, defensive end. I don't know if he's a locked-in starter. He probably is just because he got signed in free agency, but we'll see. And then you got Robinson here, the rookie we drafted last year. Okay, so we definitely need, you know, a new starter here. Justin Jones is not the guy. You definitely need a new starter here. And then Travis Gibson, we'll see. I mean, he's been solid, but you definitely need 2 guys. Maybe you get these 2 guys from the draft, and then potentially 3. Who knows if Walker's locked in as a starter. So, yeah, taking a look at this, folks, we got definitely 2. So let me do this correctly. We got 2 question marks alongside the offensive line, 2 or 3 question marks alongside the defensive line. And this is really where we got to focus on. So the trenches is what we have to focus on. All right. Now, whether that's draft or still free agency, we'll see. But left guard, center spot, we got the defensive tackle spot, and both the defensive tackle spots and potentially a defensive end spot. Rest of it, just backups, right? A backup QB here, backup cornerback there, backup tight end here. You get my point. Still need starters here, still need starters here. All right? Let's see what happens, folks, but let me know your thoughts down below.